Good evening, viewers. Welcome to the Green Table Senior Care Talk Show, Episode 8, Government Contracts and Certifications with our guest, Cherrise Wilks. Welcome, 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 and welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies, for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Great. We're excited to have you and dive in to this great information that our viewers are looking forward to. So, viewers, if you all will go ahead and chime in for us, tell us, where are you watching us from? We like to know where our viewers are coming from on tonight. Say hello to us.
All right, viewers, where are y'all from tonight?
Come on in, come on in. We're going to wait. We're going to give you time. We are here prompt at 7 o'clock tonight. So we're going to give you just a few moments, everyone, to get in. I see a couple of people already checking in. Who do we have here tonight?
We have Erica. Hello, Erica. Where are you from? We have LaQuandra from Charleston, South Carolina. Hello on tonight. We have Eric from Atlanta Metro. Oh, Erica's from Atlanta, Georgia, too. Y'all come on in, ATL.
Awesome, awesome.
Hey, Sandra. Hi, Sandra from Arizona.
All right, well, I have a question, and I just want to warm you all up. I want to make sure you all are ready to receive, because I like to say we have one rule and one rule only on the Green Table Senior Care Talk Show, and that is for you, our virtual audience, to be interactive and engaging with us on tonight. So we need you all to talk back to us, because the more you talk back to us, the more engaging you are with us, the more you're going to get from this talk show. And this is going to be great information. We're ready to give you the inside scoop on government contracts and certifications. So if you're ready for that, let me see you say yes in the chat. If you're ready to take advantage of this information, free information that we're going to give you on tonight regarding government contracts and certifications. Let me see a yes in the chat. Me, I'm ready. Something, give me something in the chat so I can know that you're ready.
All right, I think they're ready, Jess.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. I'm Jessica Wright.
And I'm Ishonda Blue.
And we're your co-hosts of the Green Table Senior Care Talk Show. Again, this is episode 8, Government Contracts and Certifications with Cherrise Wilks. Before we go any further, Ishonda, can you just tell the viewers a little bit about who we are?
Yes, I would love to. Just a little bit about us on tonight. We are your senior care experts. We are sisters. We are registered nurses. Our passion is serving seniors. We started our business over 15 years ago with the personal experience of taking care of our grandmother. Yeah. When she was no longer able to stay home by herself, she said, I don't want to go to a nursing home, and we didn't want her to. And we had a background of working in the nursing home, so we knew the challenges that she would face. And so we started our business, Innovative Senior Solutions, doing in-home care. And we've grown our business over the years. We added on adult day, personal care homes, transportation. Our mission is to improve the lives of seniors by preventing them from going to a nursing home. Now, in 2019, we sold our in-home care business and we pivoted and we started doing some great things. One, we started helping individuals start their own senior care business. That's one of the great things we started doing. We've also started franchising adult days. So if you're interested in a franchise, we're your girls. Yes. We have turnkey solutions for those who want to start personal care homes. That mean all you got to do is turn the key and start your business. So that's just a little bit about us on tonight.
Yeah, so we call ourselves the McDonald's of senior care. And so anything that you need, you can find it here with Ishonda and I, your senior care experts. But now that you know a little bit about who we are, let me tell you a little bit about the Green Table Senior Care Talk Show. So Ishonda and I, we created this intimate space for senior care entrepreneurs to receive knowledge and resources in this industry. And so we're very passionate about helping others. You know, our goal is to help as many individuals as we can touch, to help bring in minorities, people that look like us, into this industry. And so we have created this platform not only to improve the lives of seniors. This is improving the lives of seniors because we're helping people like you enter into this industry, and then you will improve the lives of seniors, because our BHAG, our big, hairy, audacious goal is to be a nationally recognized company touching every single household. And Ishonda and I, we know we couldn't literally do that ourselves, but with helping you start your senior care business, we can touch every single household.
Jessica, you know, I feel a gem coming on. I got to drop it. I feel a gem. You know, one of the things that we've learned in business, if you're really thinking about scaling your business and growing your business, the key to doing that is people.
Yes.
It's not what you know. It's not how much money you got. It's people. And that was one of the biggest things that we learned on this journey. So I had to drop that gem because you had kind of led up to it.
Yes. So if you all put a gem, every time we drop a gem, put a gem in the chat for us, because we want to make sure that you are catching these, receiving them, taking them down, and then applying them. So that is what the Green Table Senior Care Talk Show is about. And, you know, sometimes we do shows that are open to all entrepreneurs. So you don't have to be a senior care entrepreneur or want to get into the senior care industry. We invite all entrepreneurs because we drop gems and we spill tea on all kind of information for entrepreneurs, because we're entrepreneurs at heart. And so we bring guests, we have resources here for all entrepreneurs. So listen, if you know someone, if you have a friend, you have a business partner, your girl, your boy, we're going to drop our YouTube channel, because we want you all to tune in. We want you all to be able to receive this free resource that we're giving. And so make sure you like our YouTube page, so you can follow us and keep up with what we're doing here on the Green Table Senior Care Talk Show.
That's right. That's right.
All right. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce our special guest on tonight. Are you all ready? Let me see. Let me do a check. Let me make sure. Are you all ready to hear from Cherrise Wilks? She got the inside scoop.
Yes,
Let me tell you, in her bio, she says she's a giver of information. We are a recipient of that. That's why we have her here on tonight, because she has given us some information to help us in our business. So if you're ready to receive, say, yes, I'm ready to receive on tonight.
They're saying yes, Jess.
All
yes,
right,
yes,
all
yes,
right.
yes.
So tonight we have Cherrise Wilks. She is the Affinity Consulting Group NEFL Chief Executive Officer. Cherrise, a giver of information, guidance, counsel, and mercy, with a mission to serve others, to meet their strategic goals and find the resources they need. An experienced administrator with over 20 years of experience in federal, state, and local government and nonprofit sectors. So she's not an amateur. Additionally, Ms. Wilks served as a community development expert with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. She's high up, Homeland Security. Her firm has successfully secured more than 84 million and managed 314 million in public and private funding. Furthermore, Ms. Wilks has directly managed local government budgets of 40 million in general operational funds and identified over 5.7 in operational cost savings. And who don't like cost savings? So when she can identify some 5.7 million in cost savings, we need her on our team. You need her on your team. You need this information. So without further ado, we're going to give Miss Cherrise Wilks a warm virtual welcome. Let's put some claps in the comments. Let's say welcome in the comments because she is ready to drop some gems on you tonight. But before she do that, we have a special segment we want to bring to you on tonight, and we want to talk about our Green Table Senior Care talk show special for tonight only. So we're running a special for our National Industry Conference tonight only for $2.99. So listen, if you're in the senior care industry, you need to be in this conference. We're going to have every topic about senior care. So if you're looking for in-home, if you're looking for adult day, you're looking for personal care home, you're looking for, what is the...
home health care, hospice, you name it. We're going to have everyone representing in the house. And it's going to be about networking. And Jessica, what do you say about networking?
Your net worth equals your network.
That's right.
So listen, you need to be in the house because listen, we have a slam pack agenda. We're going to be flying in experts from all over the U.S. So listen, if you want the 411, you want the inside scoop, if you want the tea, the gems, all of that to make you successful and to move you forward in the industry, be there or be square. It's April the 14th and the 15th. We're going to be in Atlanta, Georgia at the Gathering Spot. Listen, again, this is for tonight only. This is a special offer for our Green Table talk show attendees. So the link is in the chat. Go ahead, claim your spot on tonight. All right, now we're down to business, what we came for on tonight. And so, Cherrise, again, welcome.
Thank you, ladies. I'm excited to be here, and hopefully I can impart some wisdom and help some people out in the chat box. So I'm excited, ready to drop some gems.
All right. Well, we're going to jump right in. And I just want to ask, what led you to start Affinity Consulting Group, and what services do you provide?
Okay, so again, my name is Cherrise Wilks. I am the CEO and Chief Funding Strategist for Affinity Consulting Group. My path to starting a business actually came from my history with working in government. I was actually on a path to become a city manager. And I was also in grad school getting my master's in public administration. And I actually started receiving 3 dreams that would not go away. So I call this company a little bit of a divine assignment. I was receiving, messages to create a business, help the community out with grants. Mind you, I had no info about grants. I knew about government. I knew about contracting internally. I knew about finance. I was working in the finance department at that time. I knew all else about governments and how they ran, but nothing about grants and funding, et cetera, at least what I thought at the time. But God always prepares you. And so I incorporated the business. I wasn't obedient, did nothing with it for 3 years. Those dreams kept coming. And then I decided to finally start moving and walking in obedience. And once I did that in 2010, things took off. So I've had the same business for 12 years. I hope to have another 10, 15, just, growing and scaling our own business. And then I'm also creating a second business with some business partners called the GovCro Group. So yeah, this business was a dream. We currently offer services to businesses and government entities. So we also do government contracting. So for businesses, we give business advisory services where we help with incorporation, strategy, and business planning. We also help businesses get prepared and get access to capital. That can be grants, loans, working capital, et cetera. We partner with some firms. And then we also help them with business certifications and entering into government or corporate contracting. So we work with them on making sure that they have the capacity and they are prepared. So that's what we provide to our businesses. And then on the government side, we actually provide fractional office services to them for disaster recovery, grants, project management, research and analytics, and also community development.
Wow. They say it's not what you know, it's who you know. Y'all need to know Cherrise.
Yes. Awesome. And, it's always good to be led, to have purpose, to have, to be aligned with your God-given purpose and your business. And that's exactly how Ishanda and I feel. We're able to live out our purpose, our God-given purpose, and also do it through our business. And so I know that's always very fulfilling.
Yes, it is. It's great to be in alignment. So I'm happy with what we do.
All right, we're going to let these questions roll.
All right.
So the first question on tonight is, what is government contracting? Like, what is it?
So government contracting is basically the method which is dictated by law, where government entities actually purchase goods. And when we say goods, we're talking about products. It can be actually nails, tanks, all sorts of items that are products. So that's what they mean by goods. And then they also purchase services. So services can be things like what our management consulting firm offers, in terms of the different services that I outline. They may hire architects, people to develop training, event planning, insurance, senior care, barbers. If you sell water, they basically, procure all of those services. And so basically they procure those services from small businesses and select nonprofits. Nonprofits can also get into government contracting as well. So typically the entities that are purchasing these goods and services are going to be the federal government. They are the largest buyer in the US. Your state governments, local, city, and county government entities. Also, when you think of other government entities, you want to think about school districts, ports, airports, water management districts, your clerk of courts. There's so many different types of government entities that exist, and they all do business with small businesses.
Wow, that's great information. And you said the school systems.
Yes.
Never even thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so share with us what are the pros and cons, and also to our guests, if you guys have questions, you can plug them into the chat and we'll get them out here to Cherrise. But Cherrise, what are the pros and cons to government contracting?
So we'll start out with a couple of pros. There's pretty much three big ones. The first thing that is a pro for doing government contracting is that most of the government entities are going to provide businesses with technical assistance, training, and workshops. Those technical assistance, training, and workshops are valuable to businesses because it helps you basically get all of your documentation together, make sure that you are networking with other larger companies and doing business together, and also be prepared to have the capacity to go and step into larger contracts with that government entity. So that's one of the benefits of actually getting into contracting, is that they offer those additional services once you get your foot in the door. The second way, or the second pro of government contracting, is that you're basically increasing your networking opportunities. Like the gem that Jessica dropped about your network is your net worth. This is absolutely true, 100%, 1,000% true. So basically, increasing your networking opportunities allows your company to, again, partner with others, form joint ventures and partnerships, partner with other large multi-million dollar firms. And that can be the difference between your company being 6 figures and going to 7 figures by building those relationships. And so the government actually has a role in helping to foster those types of relationships. And then obviously the third pro of getting into government contracting is that it diversifies your revenue. Yes, you can sell to people. Yes, you can charge fees. You can sell products, but government contracts or corporate contracts are an added revenue stream. And sometimes they can provide that monthly retainer or stability to your company if you don't have those options set up. So it's diversification of your revenue, and you can grow and scale your company.
Okay, now let's talk about a couple of cons.
All right, these cons. Okay, so speaking specifically about government entities, one of the cons that can happen when you get into government contracting, you have to do your due diligence and make sure you understand how your project that you may be working on is going to be funded. Sometimes during recessions, governments actually cut their budgets. And so when I'll give you an example, the federal government, as you guys may or may not know, the federal government has had an issue passing budgets on time every single year for, I think, like the past 12 years or since the Obama administration. And so when they don't pass that federal budget on time, there is a trickle down effect in the economy where it impacts what state governments are getting, what local governments are getting. It impacts contractors. There's a domino effect. So politics does matter. And of course, it matters and it should matter for small businesses. So just be aware that you need to understand what sources are funding any future contracts and do your due diligence to find out if they are ever at risk of being cut or reduced due to budget issues or recessions. So that's a big con. And I brought that up, especially because we are in a recession right now. So it's something to be aware of. The second con is your pricing. A lot of small businesses, and particularly women and minority businesses, need to work on their pricing. We undercharge for our services.
Wow. Can you say that again?
We undercharge. So women-owned and minority businesses typically always undercharge for our services. And so you have to do some market research to find out what others are doing or being paid to deliver the exact same goods and services that you offer. Sometimes there is a strategy that some companies use where they want to underbid a contract, and that can work, but it can also not work in your favor because you will be spending more money from your business and not being paid appropriately, or you haven't built in any margins for getting profit from that contract. So you definitely do not want to underprice yourself. You want to charge your worth and your value.
Wow.
Major.
Right. And so the third con that I want to mention is just capacity issues. Small businesses, when you go after government contracts, there are some where you can do it by yourself if you are a sole proprietor or single member LLC. But teamwork makes the dream work. So capacity is huge. You want to make sure that you partner with others. And when I say partner, it doesn't necessarily have to be like a business partnership, but what you can do is build what's called a bench. Your bench means that you've got people in your industry or former colleagues or potentially friends or former coworkers or whomever that you have met, and they can become your 1099 contractors or work with you on contracts to build your team. And you want to make sure that you have a bench of contractors or staff who can actually perform the services that are needed for that contract. So those are a few of the cons.
I think that's huge about that bench. I wrote that down.
Yes, and you actually, I mean, you talked about it earlier. Our community having community
Yeah.
and having people on
People.
your bench that you can use to increase. Everyone wins, right?
Correct.
And that everyone wins, and so it's enough out here for us all to win, and we can go further together.
It
You know,
is.
and not working in silos, and let's
Correct.
just go get it.
Yeah, and it takes trust. I will say that because I
Yeah.
have spoken to so many business owners and I had to get over it myself. Everybody throughout running a business, we've been burned before. But
Mhm.
in order to go further, I absolutely cannot do it alone. And it is better to partner with others so that everybody can eat, everybody can advance, like you said.
That's
Yes.
right. That's right.
Jim.
Yep. Major Jim. Cherrise, I got to share this with you. Me and Jessica, probably about 8 years ago, we had the opportunity to get in. We were invited into the Georgia Mentor Protege Program
Oh,
in
great.
Georgia. That's where you're mentored by Fortune 500 companies, right?
Mhm.
And so it was like a Shark Tank experience. We got in, and when we got in there, it was like we had never heard of B2B business. We always provided services to consumers, right?
Yeah.
So we were just like a fish out of water. And everybody that was in that room was working on getting their certifications. They were talking about government contracts. And we almost changed our business. We were like, we got to find what we can offer to the government, because at the time we didn't have anything that we could offer them. But our eyes was open to the world of government contracting and certification. So it is something that is that's huge, and that's why we wanted you here on tonight. So I just wanted to share that little bit
Oh,
how we got introduced to it.
I'm glad you guys got that experience, but I do want to say, if I had met you 8 years ago, I would have told you you most certainly have something to offer the government. I would have actually told you it would have been the federal government. But the federal government actually procures senior care services through the Department of Veterans Affairs. So, veterans coming home, they actually pay for veterans to go stay in senior care homes. So you could get contracts to do that.
Yeah, we're gonna be calling you after this session.
You guys have my number, so we have a lot to talk about.
Yes. All right, audience. Again, if you have questions, plug them in the chat, and we'll get them out to Cherrise. Our next question is: what are the prerequisites to getting a government contract or certification?
There's a lot. I will just kind of highlight the top three. I would say your prerequisites for getting into contracts certainly has to be network for partnerships, and introduce yourself to purchasing departments and contracting officers. Networking and building relationships is going to be how you get your foot in the door and you become successful at contracting. So I am a self-proclaimed introvert. However, I make sure, for my business that these are the things that I have to do is get out and partner and talk to people. And I don't need to talk to an entire room. Somehow, some way I pray about it and I meet like the top 5 people I need to meet. Or I strategically, when I go into conferences, that's another way to network, is make sure that you are building professional development for yourself and your company and going out to meet new people. Conversations change lives. Who changes lives. I cannot stress that enough. When you want to get into contracting, reaching out to the government and introducing yourself, finding out who the decision makers are, and asking for a meeting. You have to be proactive and go after the bag and what you want. And contracting is no different. So that would be one of the first steps, whether you're an introvert, not an introvert, just making sure that you represent your company and that you are doing the best that you can to network and build the number of people that you know, and introduce your company to more people, because if people aren't aware of what you do and the services you provide, then you can't be successful with contracting. The second prerequisite for getting into contracts is that you actually need to register in vendor databases for various government entities. I actually strategically choose to register in certain cities across the country. Countries that I may want to do business with. So I have done work in New York, Colorado, California, Puerto Rico, Georgia, Florida, Louisiana, Mississippi. I basically build those connections and at least at a minimum register as vendor in various states. You do not have to stay within your state to do government contracting. Governments do procure services from a lot of out of town firms because sometimes they don't have anyone locally or nearby who can actually provide those goods and services to them. So that is an opportunity for you as well. And so when you're looking for vendor registrations, you want to check a purchasing department, maybe finance department, or an economic development department to get to those opportunities. And then the third step, obviously, you can get contracts without having certifications, but if you are women-owned, veteran, minority, or you just want your small business designation, you can certainly register to get certifications from various government entities. Local governments and counties have a registration process for certifications. Your state has a state certification, and the federal government has certifications. So every entity usually has a certification process. Unless you are working or you want to do business maybe in a rural county, they may or may not have those options available for you, but your state always has certification options and you can register. Certifications are not easy. That's why a lot of people do not get them. They don't get the certifications because guess what? There's a lot of documentation that is required to get certifications. Sometimes it's up to 30 documents that you actually have to submit. So your business, when I talked about capacity, not only do you need people, but you also need to make sure that your administrative documentation for your business is in order.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's huge.
That's right. So I know we got our MBE and our WBE, and we just kind of held on to them. We never really used them yet. But just talk to the significance of it, because I know a lot of companies, like, you couldn't even get in the door with them unless you had those certifications. Can you just talk just a little bit more on the significance of those?
Yes. So the certifications are an added bonus to your business if you have any of those, like a women business enterprise or minority business enterprise. It takes, again, due diligence and research to figure out which certifications are going to benefit your company and which certifications are actually going to generate potential to get into contracts for you. So what a lot of people don't know is that there are, let's say you decide I want to do business with the local government, city, counties, and my state. Some governments across the US, especially state governments, are what they consider to be race and gender neutral. So while they may have a certification process, they do not set aside any amounts for contracts to go to women and minority firms. They don't set any goals, aspirational goals for larger companies to partner with small businesses and bring them onto a contract. They don't set any of those goals. And so they may have these certification programs and they're just there. So you have to do your due diligence and find out which cities actually set goals for their contracting office, and they actually care about giving small business contracts to women and minority owned or veteran owned businesses. You can find this information out by looking at what are called disparity studies in larger cities. Those disparity studies are quite eye-opening, but it lets you know what you're dealing with before you even enter into deciding, should I get one from, I don't know, let's say the city of Tampa. You can find out how they're doing with actually giving contracts to women or minority-owned companies ahead of time. So the certifications are great if you are working with entities who care about actually giving money to small businesses. Corporations, there have been several of them that have pledged, they have diversity goals that they are trying to meet. And they are like Amazon, I think a lot of the large banks, Chase, American Express, everybody has diversity and contracting initiatives. When you see those things publicly stated, sign up, register as a vendor, go and get the certifications you need to do business with them, and take advantage of these opportunities while they are there.
Yeah, Cherrise, I was going to share when we was in that program, that's when we first learned about, the Fortune 500 companies. Like most of them have a mandate, like you said, they're going to pledge so much of their business with minority small business owners. And so I thought that was interesting. And we met a lot of companies like, I'm trying to think of some of the businesses we saw that were getting those contracts. Along that had alarm services, people that had housekeeping services. And, it's not rocket science. It was just like basic stuff that we see, small businesses doing, and they were getting these contracts with these corporations. So I thought that was that was significant as well.
It definitely is. Corporations are great for doing business. The federal government is great. Again, do your due diligence if you want to do business with your state and local and county entities. It's a little bit of research, but once you figure it out, you can definitely do business. I have done business without having to use my certifications with these local governments. So you can still get contracts, but you may not need to lead with those certifications, is what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Wow. Viewers, if this has been game changing for your business, information that's going to take your business to the next level, can you drop something in the chat that this is good information, this is beneficial information, and also drop your questions. If you have questions, anything that you want answered from the expert, we have her here. Let's take advantage of it, because we want to bring you the resources, the things that's going to change the game for you. So let's take advantage of it.
Yes. Jess, if you could tell them about our fast action promotion on tonight, and then we're going to chime back in with Cherrise right quick.
Yes. So if you're just tuning in, we have a green table special for tonight only. It's just for our viewers on tonight. It's going on to 12 midnight. We're having our National Senior Care Industry Conference in April the 14th and 15th in Atlanta, Georgia, at the Gathering Spot. It is the place to be if you're looking to get into the billion-dollar industry. This industry will be booming for the next 20 to 30 years. The number 8 is significant in the senior care industry. In 8 years, every baby boomer will be the age of 65 in 8 years. In 8 years, the baby boomers will outnumber 5 and under for the first time in history ever. So I'm telling you, if you're looking to get in the senior care industry and make life-changing revenue and make a difference in the individual lives that you serve, then you want to be at this conference. We're running a special for $299 tonight only. So
that's half off.
Half off. So if you know someone that is trying to get in the industry and need information, need a community, this is the place to be.
Yes, Michelle Lewis says this is great information. Eric says this is good information. Simone, great info. Tracy, this is fantastic information.
Awesome.
Erica says, Cherrise, how long do you need to be in business before you can get your certification?
Most government entities require that you are in business for at least a year before you can get certifications. Some may require 2 to 3 years. So again, it varies by state. We actually assist clients with getting certifications in different states. So that's how I know some of them will vary between 1 to 3 years before you can get your certification. The ones who require you to be in business longer, I keep saying, as you know, many people may not know that a lot of businesses fail within the first 3 years. So that's why they have those longer requirements.
Got it. And that was another question Michelle asked. Are there organizations that assist you with getting your certifications? And she's here on tonight. So
Yes. So
please
my
help.
consulting firm helps. We charge because we actually go through what I call a very white glove experience and handhold you through the process. We help get the paperwork completed or create it for you and basically take it off your plate. So that's why we provide our services the way that we do. Other people can do this on their own. If you are very organized and have your documentation together, you can certainly just go and apply for a certification on your own. In your various states, there may be offices such as like a university business incubator that can help. I know here in Florida, I am now partnering with the University of Florida and Black Orlando Tech, and we are helping businesses get certified with the state of Florida. So it's a partnership. I'm one of the subject matter experts for them. There are also offices such as they're called Procurement Technical Assistance Centers and bank, WBENC. Those are third-party entities that are registered by, they are contractors to the Small Business Administration. And they can also help your company as well. But they typically have databases where they just ask you to fill out the information and upload all your documentation. So you still need to have all of this documentation together and upload it yourself.
I think this is a good question too. I think you're asking, LaQuandra is asking Cherrise, like, is this something for a startup business? What are your thoughts there?
So startup means a couple of different things to me. If we're talking about startup tech business, perhaps not. When you say startup, again, the requirement is you must be in business a minimum of 1 year. So all states at least have a minimum of 1 year. Sometimes it's more. So I would say, yes, your startup business under, 5 years? So sure, you can actually get into government contracts if you've been in business less than 5 years.
Awesome. Okay, we have another question from Simone. She says, for a beginner looking to offer the government transition housing, should I start a new LLC specific for this?
So transitional housing, if you currently have it's a little twofold. Are you providing consultation services where you are maybe managing funding or helping them with policies and procedures around transitional housing? That's a service that they buy. If you have homes that can be procured by the government, or you are a developer and you want to build homes or offer a home that you have in your inventory, the government can also pay stipends for that as well. So it kind of depends on what your services are. And I don't know enough about your company to kind of answer that, but I can tell you I have colleagues and friends who do both. Some of them provide transitional housing consultation to the government, and then some of them have homes and they provide housing to like veterans, for instance, and they get a stipend for the veterans staying there.
Yeah, that's cool. So Tracy is saying that she's actually been praying and Googling for a consultant to help her with these certifications. She's here on tonight, Tracy. We brought her here to you, and we're going to put your contact. How can we get in contact with you? They want your contact information.
Yes. So a couple of ways. Number one, you can go to our website. It's www.acgfl.com. There is an option there. I have a free download called Get Into the Money. You can register your email address there and stay in contact. There's also a contact form, and you can also book a discovery call with me. Also, my lovely background has a QR code on it. If you can see that, if you take out your phone and open it up to the photos, it will scan the QR code and it will open up my virtual business contact card. And so all of my information is on that card as well. You can find me on LinkedIn, all the social media channels, my numbers on there, just, yeah, direct access to me as well.
Awesome.
I think we'll have to steal that. I like that code back there today.
Yes, it comes in handy.
Let's see. Brianna says, hi, Brianna. She says she has her WIB certification and they're registered in SAM. Let's see. She says she just recently started getting emails. However, she has so much more than just staffing. I think her business is staffing.
Okay.
It's like a staffing company. How does she use it for more than just staffing? Do you have anything you could offer to her, Cherrise?
Yes. So your registration in sam.gov, that's how you first initially get registered to do business with the federal government. In SAM, you are able to put in several, they're called NAICS codes. Wasn't going to get into that, but I'll try to explain it for everyone. Your NAICS code is called a North American Industry Classification System number, and it's NAICS, NAICS for short. When you Google NAICS, NAICS has a database of services that the government buys. You need to make sure that you have many NAICS codes registered for your business. So I have a primary NAICS code to do administrative and management consulting. That's one code. However, I think it's about 25 other codes listed with my profile of different services that I can offer to the federal government. Whenever I register with local and state governments as well, I do the same thing. I even sometimes put codes in there for my colleagues or my bench because we do business together. I put their codes in so that we get notifications about different types of contracts, and we can call somebody and say, hey, we found this contract. It fits what you do. Do you want to go after it? And can we partner together?
Wow.
So the more codes you have in there, the better. You don't have to be just a one code company in terms of staffing. If you do other things, resume writing, what else do some staffing companies do? Executive leadership training or interviews. Make sure you have those codes on your profile.
Wow. And I would say, Brianna, you might want to get in contact with her so she can talk to you further about that. Now, Cherrise, is there anything on tonight that we have not asked, that we haven't touched on, that you feel like our viewers need to know?
So I want to provide you guys with a couple of steps to determine if the government buys what you sell. That is highly important because the government may not buy what your business does. And it's important to do your research. Unfortunately, you're not going to get away from doing that. As the CEO of your company, or if you can get an intern or somebody to help you out, that research is important. So how do you find out what the government is going to be buying? Number one, you want to look at their budgets. Google the government budgets because they actually tell you in their budgets what they're going to be buying over the next 1 to 5 years. They have strategic plans sometimes for certain departments. Let's say you have a construction firm or your firm, maybe you got trucks, logistics, things of that nature. You want to know which departments need trucks, public works departments, departments of transportation. You need to go and look at their budgets, their strategic plans. What projects do they have coming down the pipeline? Some government entities, especially states in particular, they've got contract databases. They put this information out to the public to tell them, we have these existing contracts. Here's the amount. Here's the company who's doing the work. All of this data and information is out there, and you can do research and find people to partner with. You can do research and find when a contract is ending so that you can actually go after the contract the next time. You can find out what types of things they've been buying over the past 5 years. And the federal government, for instance, puts out like procurement schedules, and school districts do this as well, where they will tell you, we are buying these things, these goods, and these services for the next 2 years. So a lot of this documentation is out there. You just have to be great with figuring out how to Google it or call them and ask, do they have these things? It's okay to pick up the phone and talk to a person and find out how you can get information. The second step, make sure that as CEOs, you market your company. You need to go to the industry conferences where, even if your business is, let's say you are, again, a construction firm, you don't have to just go to construction conferences. You may need to do your research and find out whether there are state or local government conferences where all of the government officials are going to be, and go to their conferences so that you can meet decision makers there. They all have conferences. So you can go to their conferences and just network, or you can decide to become a speaker. Also, call your purchasing and procurement departments, ask for a meeting with a buyer, sit down, bring them marketing materials, tell them about your business, tell them you want to do business with them, and ask for their assistance, and they're there to help you. And last but not least, I would say contracting requires a strategy. You can't just get into it overnight. Even if you register in these databases and get these certifications ahead of time, it might be 2 to 3 years before you ever see a contract if you're not working the process. And so you need to have a plan.
That's good. That's good. But one thing I've noticed, Cherrise, when they get in, it seems like they keep coming.
Yes, they do. As long as your firm has the capacity to fulfill what they need, you will have your foot in the door and you will establish past performance. The government likes companies who have a history of doing work with them. So my path has been, hey, I'm going to start out at local, city, county, and the state first and get some contracts under my belt before moving to the federal government. Right now, I can't do federal because I actually work for them as a reservist, but I can also still refer other people, to different opportunities there. And then when I decide to sever, that tie with them, then I'll be ready.
That's a jam right there. A good way to start, the way to get your foot in the door. Brianna said this was great information. She said that they do housing, leadership training, warehousing. And she said this was very helpful.
Yes.
And someone else had something else. Oh, Michelle says that they do logistics and are interested in government contracts, veteran and minority owned business. I would think that would be huge. Logistics.
Logistics are needed everywhere, corporations and also the government at every level, federal, state, and local and county.
All right. I think we have, Jess, you got any other questions for Cherrise on tonight?
I think Cherrise has answered everything and have given us valuable information. Audience, are you all good? Do you have all your questions answered? You will know how to get in contact with Cherrise, because we want to make sure you get what you need, because we got what we need.
Yeah, we'll be contacted.
So we want to make sure you get what you need. And so again, if this has been beneficial to you, let's give Cherrise a round of applause in the comments. Let's give her some love.
Yes,
and so thank you, Cherrise. This has
Thank you,
been
ladies, for having me.
Awesome. This is going to change the trajectory in some people's businesses. And so that's what we want to do here on the Green Table. So thank you again.
And if I could, I do want to say government contracting is one of the services we offer, and it's important to me, which is why I am creating what's going to be the GovCo group with some business partners. Please sign up, follow us on my website, stay in touch, because we are actually going to be building out a training academy of over 19 courses and providing some digital products for people that can streamline the need to create some of these marketing materials and et cetera, but walk them through the contracting process from A to Z.
Cherrise, that's going to be huge.
We know that I have 4 dynamic women, and we all have the experience from being veteran owned, from federal, state, and local, and together and corporate. And so together we're powerhouses. And so that was an example of hey, we've all contracted for each other on contracts, and now we're like, let's put our experience together and come into a formal business partnership to serve others.
Awesome. We're going to definitely stay connected with you too, so our community can know about your services.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Well, thank you, viewers, for tuning in our 8th episode here on the Green Table Senior Care Talk Show. Before we leave tonight, again, I want to make sure that you all secure your tickets for our special offer here on tonight on the Green Table Talk Show. For tonight only, $2.99 for the National Senior Care Industry Conference happening April the 14th and 15th. I saw in the comments someone's asking, what will we be talking about at the conference? And so we're going to be talking about everything senior care. We're going to be talking about the different types of senior care businesses. We're going to be talking about how you can use real estate in your senior care business. We're going to be talking about the DBHDD sector. We're going to cover it all here at the National Senior Care Industry Conference. So listen, be there, be square, because we're going to have everything you need to enter in to increase and to expand and to grow your business. Again, your network equals your net worth. We're going to have all the top players in the industry there in April. Right. So you need to be there. Secure your tickets. The link is in the chat on how you can do that. So again, be there or be square. I'm telling you, it's the $1 billion industry. I'm telling you, the great 8. You want to get in this industry. Yes. And so that is what is happening. Also, I want to tell you about the next Green Table Senior Care Talk Show. We're excited about this talk show.
Yes, we are.
It's personal for us, and it's going to be November the 17th at 7 p.m. It's a family affair. And so we come from a family of entrepreneurs. And so we're going to have our family here on the Green Table with us. And we're going to talk to you how we work together. We're going to show you our bench. We're going to show you our top 5 players and how we work together as a family, as entrepreneurs, and we're taking over and we're moving upward. And so if you want to know how to do that in your family and in your business, marrying those two together, then you need to tune in. November the 17th at 7 p.m. It's a family affair. You don't want to miss it.
Yes.
Anything else?
They want to know the dates of the conference. It's the National Senior Care Industry Conference. It's going to be April 14th and the 15th. You do not want to miss it. It's going to be in Atlanta, Georgia. You guys that have been on the Green Table, you've seen the caliber of speakers that we're bringing to the table. These people are not playing. They can help you with your business. These are the type of people that we have on schedule at our conference. You don't want to miss it.
All right. So tonight only, 12 p.m. Secure your tickets. We'll see you November the 17th here at the Green Table Senior Care Talk Show. Make sure you like our channel. Stay connected with us. We'll see you again November the 17th. Thank you.
Good night.
Have a great night.